Rise and Drac, you can hit some of the wisp locations that you need for the Easter egg across the entire map. Also on DE, you can insta-kill the Keeper boss without having to fight the Panzers at all with this insane strategy. And that is only 2 of the 50 speedrun tricks in this video. If you haven't seen part 1, I highly recommend doing so, but anyways, drop a like and let's get into it. Number 1. Did you know under Rise and Drac, when completing the Firebow quest, you can hit the fire rock at the rocket test all the way from inside spawn? Instead of shooting the rock like normal, stand right where I do inside spawn. Now wait for the rocket test to finish and you should see the rock start glowing. Aim your crosshairs exactly where I do and shoot a charge shot of your bow. Your arrow should hit the rock, which will then complete this step, saving you tons of grief. Number 2. On Shadows of Evil, after picking up your Apothecant egg, you can place it at this statue inside the Footlight District.
But instead of being boring and filling it up down here like everyone else,
you can actually collect the souls next to the perk machine on the balcony above you. And as you can see, the souls I'm collecting are going inside the egg, indicating that this works. Number 3. Did you know on the Black Ops 1 version of Moon, you can actually get all the players on the map to hold the hacker at the same time? First, locate the hacker device in the laboratories. Now with proper timing, have all the players press interact on the hacker at the same time. The method I suggest using for this is by having one player jump and once his feet hit the ground, have all players interact on the hacker. The timing can be a bit tricky, but with some practice, you should get the hang of it. Number 4. On Shadows of Evil, you can edit a bug round very quickly with the right weapon. And no, it's not the Dingo, not the Apothecant Servant, not the Keeper's Sword, but grenades. Stand in any corner of the map where the bugs can't spawn behind you. Then right before they spawn, throw all of your grenades at the ground. And with correct timing, this should take out all of the bugs, quickly ending the round. Number 5. On Die Rise, you can actually break the game by climbing up the elevator shafts. No joke, this is one of the craziest tricks on the map and I'm surprised it's never been patched. What you need to do is back up as far away as you can in the elevator shaft, and look off to the side just a little bit. Now spam your jump button and if done correctly, you should be able to mantle up to the next floor, saving you tons of time without having to wait for the pesky elevator. And for a little bonus trick, you can actually jump down the elevator shaft, and with precise timing, you can mantle onto one of the floors without taking any fall damage, making traveling on this map absolutely broken. Number 6. Under Rise and Drac, when completing the urn step, you can actually hit 2 bonfires with 1 urn. And I will show you 2 separate ways of doing this. When you're at the double tap urn, get your spark on the bow. Now look out this window and shoot the bonfire outside the map. After shooting the arrow, immediately collect the spark again. If your urn stops flashing, you'll know you hit the first bonfire. Now jump pad over to the clock tower and shoot your last bonfire. Now for the other method, start at the clock tower urn and collect the spark. Now stand right where I do and shoot the arrow right over this wall. After shooting the arrow, quickly grab another spark and shoot the last bonfire. Just make note, to complete the bow itself, you still need to fill the 3 urns even if you don't use them. Number 7. On the Black Ops 3 version of Moon, you can actually skip through the rounds, making high rounds much faster. What you need to do is end the round you're currently on, and as rounds are transitioning, teleport to Area 51. Now wait here until you see the cage lift up, allowing you to teleport back to the moon. Now you need to progress through the current round, and as you see in the footage shown, once I kill the last zombie of round, the round goes from round 12 to round 14, skipping a whole round of zombies without using round robin, indicating this map is broken. Number 8. Did you know on Shadows of Evil you can insta-kill as many Margwas as you want without shooting a single bullet? After collecting all 3 fuses around the map, place them in the fuse box in the sword room. Now go to any Civil Protector summoner around the map and get the Margwa relatively close. Summon in the Civil Protector and he should insta-kill the Margwa once he lands. And like I said, you can do this with as many Margwas as you'd like, as seen in the clip shown. Kinda crazy, right? Number 9. Under Rise and Drac, there is a cool method on how to speed up one of the back in time sequences by doing the plunger side Easter egg. First, place your Ragnaroks by the gears in the clock tower and flip the switch to start the clock. Now quickly shoot all of the wisp around the map as if you were going to go back in time. Whenever the clock hands are pointed at 935, turn off the clock tower and make your way into the Undercroft. Now once you start wall running, you should start to teleport back in time, where you can then pick up the parts for the Easter egg and also grab one of the coolest melee weapons in Zombies history, which also goes ham inside the boss fight. Number 10. On Origins, did you know you can jump into the no man's land area from Generator 4? Line yourself up exactly where I do, and with a proper strafe jump, you should be able to make it on top of the barrier. But what's also crazy about this trick is that you can do the exact same thing on the Black Ops 3 version of Origins. Slide jump at the end of this piece of wood, then shoot your boom hilda backwards. The boom hilda should give you enough knockback to get on top of the platform, making it to where you don't have to go all the way around to get inside the church. Number 11. Did you know in Shadows of Evil, once you acquire the sword, specifically the blue non-upgraded sword, you can do one of two attacks. The first one being the slash attack, which isn't too useful, and the other being the slam attack, which is too slow to kill the zombies. But if you slam the sword down and keep holding down the slam button, you can then start pressing the slash attack, which will then start spamming the slam attack really quickly, making this one of the best specialist weapons in Black Ops 3 Zombies. Number 12. Did you know on Rise and Drac, you can actually make the dragon eat faster, allowing you to obtain your bow a bit quicker. So basically the way to do this depends on where you kill the zombies. On screen now, I have a screenshot of the best locations of where to kill them. The green indicates the fastest spots to kill the zombies, and the red indicates the slowest. Here are all 3 dragon locations around the map, so feel free to pause to note these down. Now on screen is a side-by-side comparison of all the dragons eating animations from slowest to fastest. If you kill all 8 of your zombies in the fastest zone, you could potentially save up to 50 seconds in your game, which is a lot of time if you're speedrunning the Easter egg. Number 13. Did you know in Mob of the Dead, there are some cool tricks you can do inside of Afterlife to speed up your game? The first one being that you don't have to run all the way around the scaffolding to shotgun the electrical box to open the door. Instead, walk in and look up exactly where I do. You should be able to zap the box without having to go all the way around. Another trick you can do in Afterlife is that you can zap the generator that's holding the warden's key through the fencing right here, instead of having to go all the way through the wall. Pretty neat, I must say. Number 14. Did you know on Die Rise, when completing the Easter egg step where you have to place 4 trample steams down on the 4 golden symbols around the map, you can instead place it underneath or above the tiles, making this step a little bit easier. Number 15. Speaking of the Die Rise Easter egg, when completing the Maxis side of the Easter egg, you need to shoot a Pack-a-Punch ballistic knife somewhere inside the Buddha room. But what makes this trick very unique is that you can do this anywhere on the map, as long as you hit the Buddha room. In the footage shown, I am many floors above the Buddha room. But watch me shoot my ballistic knife near this light outside the room, and if you hear Max's quote, that's how you know you've done this step correctly. But no one plays Die Rise anyway. Number 16. On Call of the Dead, during the Easter egg, specifically the co-op Easter egg, you need one player to melee down the bottle that you need for one of the steps. But you can actually do this if the bottle's in this specific location by PhD. You can actually jump and knife the ice, freeing the bottle, allowing you to do this step without needing your teammate. Number 17. Did you know on Rise and Drac, you can actually skip the ending quote right before the moon blows up, and this can save you around 7 to 8 seconds. However, there are a couple requirements you need to do to perform this trick. The first one being that you need to make sure you're playing as Richtofen or else this will not work. Second, make sure you have the perk Quick Revive on, which is crucial for doing this trick. After you finish placing the summoning key into the computer, you need to down yourself after hearing the quote, "Just stop nothing!" In this case, I use the explosive damage from the Death and Taxes. And if all done correctly, you should successfully quote skip. Here's a side-by-side comparison of quote skipping and not quote skipping. Rise and Drac speedrunners use this in all of their games, so I highly recommend you guys trying it. But nonetheless, still very fun and easy to do. Number 18. Did you know on Zetsubo no Shima, you can actually skip the underwater lockdown sequence within Anywhere But Here Gobblegum?
Whoa, Zeus, you already mentioned this trick in your last video, you noob. You're such a lazy YouTuber, you reuse content.
Well, yes, but did you know you can actually take it down and it still skips the lockdown sequence as if you were using it Anywhere But Here? All you need to do is tear down the webs and take it down either by a zombie or some type of explosive, and the door should open, skipping the whole lockdown. But this trick does cost a quick revive unless you don't already have a self-medication or some other revival gobblegum. Number 19. If you guys watched the last speedrun tips and tricks video that I did, you may have saw the egg duplication on Revelations, but did you know you could do a similar trick with the gate worms? After picking up your apothecant egg, you need to fill it up with zombie souls. Now, even though you're the only person in the game that can pick up the worm, you can have your teammate walk up and hold interact on the worm, and crazy enough, they should be able to pick it up and place it wherever on the map. Just make note that you both need to stand next to each other if your teammate wants to pick up the worm, or else he won't be able to pick it up at all. Number 20. Did you know on Shadows of Evil, when completing the final Pack Punch ritual, you can actually use an Anywhere But Here Gobblegum to leave the ritual early? For starters, you need to acquire the Anywhere But Here Gobblegum. Now once you start the final ritual, you can't just immediately pop the Anywhere But Here, or else the ritual won't complete itself. Instead, wait 14.5 seconds, or 15 just to be sure, and then activate the Anywhere But Here, and you should be able to teleport out. You'll know that you've completed the ritual once you see the white flash and the XP on your screen, saving you a good bit of time in your runs. Number 21. Did you know during the Origins Easter egg, when completing the Rainfire step, you need to get Odin, aka the middle robot, to step in your path with an open foot. Now normally people would shoot the foot, wait for the countdown to say 0, hit the button, and throw the G-strike in hopes that they don't miss the hole. But there's actually a faster alternative that I like to call pre-striking. What you need to do is wait for the foot to be coming your way, and once it's about to step down, throw your G-strike at the hole first, and then shoot your way into the foot, which you can then press the button as soon as you enter the robot. The only tricky part is learning the lineup of where to throw the G-strike, but practice does make perfect. And this trick does work on the Black Ops 3 version as well. Number 22. Immediately after the previous trick, you would normally send the Maxis drone into the hole, releasing tons of Panzer Soldats after you. But instead, you can actually send the Maxis drone out, and just before he drops down into the hole, shoot him with a charge shot of your fire staff. The fire shot should stick to the drone, allowing Maxis to take out all of the Panzers in the hole in seconds, making this step of the Easter egg faster and much safer. Number 23. On any of the Black Ops 2 Victus maps, there's a buildable system that only allows you to carry one part at a time, which can be very annoying on some maps. But if you're holding one part and walk up to another, you can pick it up and drop it again really quickly. So if you have a good trigger finger, you can just juggle two parts at once anywhere around the map, saving you tons of time. And trust me, I use this way more than I thought I would, so I definitely recommend trying this. Number 24. Did you know on the map Moon, there are multiple ways to teleport around the map to save you time in your runs? Now yes, we all know about the Anywhere But Here Gobblegum as seen in other popular speedruns. But you can also use the Gersh devices that you can jump into to teleport from different places around the map, since you already need them for the Easter egg. Another method is using the astronaut, since every time he grabs you, you get teleported instantly. So don't be sad if you get your jug taken. Number 25. Did you know on Shadows of Evil, right outside the spawn room, like literally right behind you where you spawn, there's an electrical door that you need to open to get inside the ritual room. Now normally people would use beast mode and walk all the way around Nero's lair just to open the gate, but instead you can open it in a much faster method. The first method is jumping onto the car and then strafing to the fence to shock it open. Or if you have the first room door open, you can instead just jump up and shock it on. This is what a lot of speedrunners do at the start of their game, so I highly recommend you trying this. So pretty cool, huh? And speaking of cool, you have made it halfway through the video so far. Good job! Have you learned any new tricks yet? Now these next 25 tricks are going to be a little bit more complex, so let's see if you know them. But first, go ahead and leave a like on the video, or else all of your max ammos will spawn outside the map for the next year. But anyways, let's get back into it. Number 26. After completing the staff duplication on Origins, which if you don't know how to do, it's trick number 26 in my last video. But once you have done that, make your way inside the mound. Now pay close attention to these next couple of steps because it does require some thinking. Okay, first things first, make sure you have at least 2 activations of self-medication. Now then, take it down, and once you revive yourself, insert the fire staff. Next, hold out your duplicated staff, in this example the ice staff, and pick up the fire staff and place it in the podium. Now, pick up your duplicated staff again, and wait for your quick revive to give you back the fire staff. Once it does, take another down and revive yourself. Once revived, place your fire staff and wait a couple seconds and you should get the last fire staff to place in the podium. And as you can see, the step should complete. Now you're probably thinking,
Zeus, what did that trick even do?
well, I'm glad you asked. Basically, you skip the entire Ascent from Darkness step, meaning you don't have to place your staffs inside the robots' heads. It's kind of like the BO2 version of this trick. And again, if I didn't explain this trick well enough, Freckleston has made an amazing video explaining how to do this a little more thoroughly. Number 27. Did you know on Rise and Drac, it's a big misconception of people thinking that you need to kill a full round of zombies in the circle during the Keeper step, when that's not the case at all. On screen, I have a spreadsheet of the amount of zombies you need to kill during the step. It's based off of what bow you're using, so since I'm always using the lightning bow, I'm only required to get 20 kills. So that means after I kill 20 zombies in the circle, I can just end round whenever and wherever. Just note that dogs that spawn in don't count as souls for the Keepers, so be mindful of that. Number 28. Don't you just hate it when the Templar zombies spawn in and try turning off your generator, making this Easter egg much longer than it needs to be? Well, in that case, if you start a generator during the round that the Templars spawn in on, you can actually delay them by 1 round. And just a bonus tip, if you ever see a generator really far away that you can't get to in time, you can instead pick up a nuke, which will get rid of those Templars, saving your character lots of running, especially Nikolai. Number 29. Did you know on Mob of the Dead, during the last step of the Easter egg where you need to collect the audio recordings, if you switch your language to French, you can actually force the quotes to play faster, which allows you to complete the step faster. So if you want to beat the Mob of the Dead world record, well, grab your baguette and weird painting hat thing, cause you're playing Mob of the Dead in French. Number 30. On Shangri-La, if you ever want to do that Easter egg, during the step where you need the napalm zombie to light the gas leaks on fire, he can be kinda slow. But if you have a friend train a zombie outside this perk machine, you can actually use the turned ammo mod on the napalm zombie to force him to start running towards the zombie outside, which will then light the gas leaks on fire much faster and will complete this step with ease. Number 31. On Ascension, if you get a monkey round but don't want them to steal your perks, then listen up. If you acquire some type of nuke gobblegum or just a nuke from the round before, after all the monkeys spawn in, you can pick it up and end the whole round very quickly. This is a must if you're doing any round-based speedruns on this map. Number 32. Did you know on Shadows of Evil, you can do a very cool cross-map grapple to be faster and more efficient in beast mode? All you need to do is jump on the ledge, and after you melee down the ritual piece, stand on this brick pattern on the ledge. Now look in this general direction and jump. You should see a prompt to grapple, and once you do, you will grapple across the entire Footlight District and be able to shock on the electrical box that opens the ritual door. Definitely one of my favorite tricks in beast mode by far. Number 33. When you're playing Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2 and have a teammate go down, if you're carrying the Pack-a-Punch ballistic knife, you can actually shoot it across the entire map and revive them in a completely different location. This helps you save a lot of time instead of having to go across the map to revive them, but also requires a little bit of skill. I feel like people don't realize how much range the ballistic knife really does have, and how fun it is to use. Number 34. In the last video, I showed you how to buy all the doors for free on Mob of the Dead, but you don't have to do this trick for the spawn room door. If you set your frames to 90 and spawn somewhat close to the door, you can crawl backwards and purchase the door right before you enter Afterlife at the beginning of the game, saving you tons of time if you're speedrunning the Easter egg. Number 35. On Transit, you don't have to place your turbine in the power room to open the Pack-a-Punch door. Instead, you can place it next to the AK wall buy, and if you make your way back to town, the door should be open, making this Pack-a-Punch quest a little bit less annoying, and faster if you're going for Pack-a-Punch speedruns. Number 36. Did you know on any Black Ops 2 map, you can actually cancel the perk animation? Now this isn't super optimal, but nonetheless fun to do. First, you need 2 weapons. Now empty out the clip in whatever weapon to where you're consistently reloading. Now quickly knife and buy the perk, and after your knife animation goes away, switch weapons twice and knife again, and it should cancel the drink animation. The timing can be a bit tricky, but like I said, it's not super optimal in your runs. Number 37. Did you know on the map Transit, after building the turbine, once you start holding it out, you can actually knife much faster. In fact, you can knife fast enough to take out a denizen before it latches onto your head. So we really don't need the Galvan Knuckles or the Bowie knife, just the turbine. Number 38. On Origins, when completing the Windstaff upgrade, you need to shoot 3 smoky ball things around the map, but unfortunately one of them is in the mud in No Man's Land, which can take a while to get to in your runs. Instead, if you stand right in this corner where I do, you should be able to hit it, completing the step a bit faster. Number 39. Under Rise and Drag, did you know the wisp step of the Easter egg is actually a pattern-based step? Let me explain. On solo, the very first wisp that you'll get will be completely random, but after you hit the first wisp, the next 3 that you'll get will be a 50-50 chance between the 2 closest available locations. For example, if you get your first wisp at the telephone in the power room, the next one will either go to the radio in church, or the globe in Sam's room. Once you learn your 50-50s, you will get much better and faster at this step. Number 40. Also during the wisp step, as seen in the intro of this video, you can hit some of the wisp across the entire map to save time in your runs. Here's some of the ones that I like to use. Number 41. Did you know on the Black Ops 2 version of Origins, instead of collecting 40 normal melee kills to obtain your G-strikes, if you shoot a charge shot of any staff and quickly pull out your shield, this will trick the game into thinking that you're meleeing the zombies and will start collecting souls. Unfortunately though, this does not work on the Black Ops 3 version of Origins. Number 42. On Transit, when you're on the step that requires explosive kills under the obelisk, you actually don't need to hit the box for an explosive weapon. Instead, you can just use the ray gun. So at the start of your game, you can just buy it off the wall and not have to spin the mystery box for hours, saving you tons of time in your runs. Number 43. Speaking of Transit, a lot of people didn't know you can actually complete the Transit Easter egg solo. Now, I know this technically isn't a trick, but it kinda is. Once you're on the very last step of the Easter egg where you need to throw 4 EMPs at 4 different lamps around the map, you actually don't need any other players for this step. What you need to do is wait at the lamp between the corn maze and the power station. Now start killing zombies here until you get a max ammo. Line yourself up exactly where I do and throw your first EMP at the lamp across the map. Then immediately throw the second one and grab the max ammo. Now jump into the portal and throw your third EMP, and jump again to throw your fourth and final EMP. And if all done correctly, you should have hit 4 lamps with 4 different EMPs. Here's what it should look like all in one go. Number 44. On Rise and Drac, it can be a bit annoying to activate the Anywhere But Here Gobblegum and only teleport a couple feet. But when you're at the rocket test, you can actually cancel 2 Anywhere But Here locations, the one by the rocket and the one next to the teleporter. All you need to do is stand between the rocket test doors when ABHing, and you will always teleport to the castle every time, saving you a little bit of RNG. Number 45. So basically the rocket test will never start until you use the teleporter to go to the rocket pad. Instead, you can actually fake teleport. By activating the teleporter and walking out of it, the game still thinks that you've teleported to the rocket pad. And if you wait 60 seconds after doing so, you can actually spawn a power-up of any kind to start the rocket. This can be helpful for the Ragnarok part or the firebow trick that I showed you earlier. Number 46. On Origins, when upgrading the lightning staff, you need to turn 7 of these dials around the map in a specific order. But the code is always the same, meaning you can do the step anytime throughout your game, making it to where you don't have to do the step all at once. Now this trick isn't super crazy, but this is a good trick to stay more optimized in your runs. Number 47. In the last video, I showed you guys some really cool across map grenades to hit the red light generators for the Easter egg. But I just learned this isn't the fastest method. If you acquire the China Lake out of the box, you can actually shoot this thing across the entire map to blow up the generators much quicker than the grenades. Talk about a bad weapon being somewhat useful. Number 48. Did you know during the Shadows of Evil Easter egg, if you have multiple people in your game, all players must build and upgrade the Apothecary Sword to proceed through the Easter egg. But instead, if the host player completes his sword, all the other players can leave the game, and that should spawn in the book. Once it does, interact on it, and the players that left the game can now join back. So now your friends can complete the Easter egg skipping the sword upgrade, which will make your game much faster since you're only upgrading one sword. Number 49. A similar trick like the last one is on Zetsubou no Shima. During the Easter egg, all players must complete all 3 trials on the trial board. But if the host completes all of his trials, the other players can drop out and join back after 1 round. And this should spawn in the lightning that you need for your shield, letting all of your friends skip past the trials that they need to do for the Easter egg. Number 50. And now the moment you have all been waiting for. Under Rise and Drac, you can insta-kill the Keeper boss within 1 phase, and you can do this with up to 2, 3, or 4 players in your game. All you have to do is pop a killing time Gobblegum, and when his chest opens up, you can then spam all types of weapons at him. I suggest using the Death and Taxes, the upgraded XM53, or even the Death Machine. And utilizing the stock option Gobblegum, this really makes the step super quick. This saves you so much time in your runs and is really fun to do with your friends. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You just learned 50 speedrun tricks that you can do inside Call of Duty Zombies. I want to shout out the following people who helped me make this video possible, as well as my current members. If you want to support the channel by becoming a member, the link will be down in the description. It only costs 99 cents and you might as well do it. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.